Hi and welcome to this week's video. I'm going to switch things up in June and I'll be participating in my first ever readathon. I think it's going to be super fun. It sounds like it's right up my alley and I'm excited to give it a whirl and see how I do. I'll be linking Deja's video on it down below, Deja's Book World. It's the Tarot Readathon for 2026 and I've got my tarot cards here. I'll be reading for Team Cups. I've got the prompts next to me, and so basically, instead of me choosing my read, Tarot's going to choose my reads this month. And I'll be taking you along every week for the different prompts. For this first video, since I'm filming this at the end of May, but this will come out in the beginning of June. I'm going to go ahead and do a 3-card spread for my first TBR for June. I haven't done a TBR in a while because I am a big mood reader. However, I've also never done a readathon, so we'll be figuring this out together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull up the cups. I've got the cups 3-card spread sitting over here, and I'm gonna pull 3 cards for it. But also, how gorgeous! I love that just is my tarot deck. I'm going to go ahead and give it a few shuffles real quick. And oh, 1 card popped up already. For the first prompt, we got Page of Cups. So now for the second position. This one shot out. 6 of Cups. Hey, Team Cups represent. Let's see. I think that's also low-key just affirming my team choice. That was too many. Ooh, we got a major arcana card. We got number 8, the Strength. So that'll be for the third prompt. So for the first prompt, we've got Page of Cups, and that 3-card spread says, choose a book that matches this card's prompt or that matches this card's main emotion, up to interpretation. So I'm going to go ahead and go with what matches this card's prompt. So I'm going to turn my mouse back on. Let's see. Page of Cups. Oh, how handy that Cups is the first one on the spreadsheet table. I love that. It makes it easy for me. Okay, Page of Cups. Read a whimsical or dreamy book. Ooh. Okay. Let me check through my physical books. Okay. I took a minute to gather all of my books for the prompts and figure out what's happening. So the first pull in the spread was Page of Cups, and that was to read a whimsical or dreamy book. And I'm a little sad because my current read actually would fit that perfectly. I'm currently reading The Spell Shop, but since it's the last 3 days of May, it's not going to count for June. So I had to pick something else, and I had a fun little search through the Discord channel, and someone else pulled that prompt and asked for recommendations. Multiple people recommended Piranesi. I looked for that at my library, and that's about a 4-week wait on hold, so that's probably not going to come in time. Another person recommended the Legends and Lattes series, and I have read Legends and Lattes, but I have not read the next one, which is Bookshops and Bone Dust, and I think technically it's a little bit of a prequel for that, but that's available at the library. And so for a whimsical or dreamy book, I think that's the one I'm going to go for. Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldree. When an injury throws a young battle-hungry orc off her chosen path, she may find that what we need isn't always what we seek. Set in the world of legends and lattes, Bookshops and Bone Dust takes us on a journey of high fantasy, first loves, and secondhand books. Viv's career with the notorious mercenary company Rackham's Ravens isn't going as planned. Wounded during the hunt for a powerful necromancer, she's packed off against her will to recuperate in the sleepy beach town of Merk, so far from the action that she worries she'll never be able to return to it. What's a thwarted soldier of fortune to do? Spending her hours at a beleaguered bookshop in the company of its foul-mouthed proprietor is the last thing Viv would have predicted, but it may be both exactly what she needs and the seed of changes she couldn't possibly imagine. Still, adventure isn't all that far away. A suspicious traveler in gray, a gnome with a chip on her shoulder, a summer fling, and an improbable number of skeletons prove Merc to be more eventful than Viv could have ever expected. So, I love a good cozy fantasy. That, to me, just screams whimsy. And I'm excited, so Bookshops and Bone Dust for the Page of Cups. Second prompt, I pulled the Six of Cups. And that one says to read a childhood favorite or a book that feels nostalgic to you. And I've got some options. I pulled, this one will be physical for my collection because most of the books that I took with us into the RV were from my teenage and childhood years. So, of course, we've got a bunch of nostalgic books on board with me. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options. That's a big stack. Unfortunately, we have to pick one, and I'm not good at picking. But first and foremost, I'd tell you I love you, but then I'd have to kill you. I love this book. I reread it often. I grew up with this series. This is my childhood to teenagehood to a T. I grew up with Cami Morgan and her sisters. The next one that's a really good option is the Cirque du Freak series. The first one. I've been meaning to reread this. I think I have 6, and I think there's 12 of the series. But I love it. It's vampires. I've grown up loving vampires. I think I stopped collecting these when either the movie or the TV show or whatever adaptation it was came out, and then all of a sudden all of the covers changed to match that, and I hate it. I always wanted the original covers, so I couldn't collect the rest of them. That's an option. The other option is The Last Apprentice, Revenge of the Witch. I distinctly remember checking one of these out from my middle school library. And I've got books 1 and 3, but not number 2 for some reason. So this has been on my list to reread and figure out if I want to try to collect the others or not. So that's a good option. Another nostalgic read is more vampires. Brian Neal's Suck It Up. I love vampires. I love just a good vampire book will always be nostalgic for me. And then the last option is another one of my childhood favorites, The Mysterious Benedict Society. It's a chonker, and I think this is more middle grade. But, oh, I remember eating this up as a child. When did it come out and how old was I? First paperback edition was 2008, first published in hardcover in March 2007. I was 13 when the paperback edition came out. What's more nostalgic than that? Definitely a childhood favorite. So, decisions. I am leaning towards... Okay. I didn't narrow it down much. I'm leaning towards these 4. I've reread this more recently. This one would be good to get through the next pick really fast, but I gotta go with this one. It's a chonker, but I'm gonna do it. The Mysterious Benedict Society is book number 2 on the list. And decisions are hard. And the third prompt is the Strength card. Focus. And that one says, read a book that features animals in the plot, on the cover, an animal companion, etc. And you get bonus points you get double points if that was also recommended to you personally. And so I went and asked my friend to ask her sister to give me a recommendation. And she said any of the Hunger Games, When the Moon Hatched, or The Correspondent. I checked with my library. The Correspondent is a 4-week wait, so that won't work. The Hunger Games, I don't know. I've never read The Hunger Games, and I'm not entirely sure that's going to be my vibe for this. So I looked up When the Moon Hatched on the library, and that book was available to put on hold. The ebook is a 2-week wait, and it says the audiobook is available soon. So I think if it gets here in time, I'm going to shoot for When the Moon Hatched. If not, maybe I'll check and see if any of the others are available on Kindle and Spring for a KU subscription for a month, just to help get through these challenges. But tentatively, I'm going to go with When the Moon Hatched. There's dragons. Another option would be a couple of years ago, I got recommended to read the Fourth Wing series, and I read the first two, but not the third. And so I could. Onyx Storm is available at the library right now, so I could do Onyx Storm, and that would count because that series was recommended. But I don't know. I don't know if I'm really feeling that right now, and I don't know if that's stretching it a little too far. But so current tentative one would be When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. The creators did not expect their beloved dragons to sail skyward upon their end, to curl into balls just beyond gravity's grip, littering the sky with tombstones, with moons. They certainly did not expect them to fall. As an assassin for the rebellion group, Fjorduath, Rave's job is to complete orders and never get caught. When a rival bounty hunter turns her world upside down, blood spills, hearts break, and Rave finds herself imprisoned by the Guild of Nobles, a group of powerful fae who turn her into a political statement. Crushed by the loss of his great love, Khan Vagar took the head of a king and donned his melted crown. Now on a tireless quest to quell the never-ebbing ache in his chest, he is lured by a clue into the capital's high-security prison, where he stumbles upon the imprisoned Rave. Echoes of the past race between them. There's more to their story than meets the eye, but some truths are too poisonous to swallow. So, 3 cards, 3 prompts. Those are our 3 options for this week. I'm so excited for this readathon. I've never done one before, so it's gonna be fun. I did join the Discord server, and I'm a little shy, but I'm ready to dive in. And you know, the whole point of doing this is just to find more friends that read, that I can talk to about books with. So I think I'm excited, and I might be a little competitive this month. I'm hoping our team cups can pull through for the win. So that's it for this video. Hopefully you stick with this journey through June to see what other shenanigans, what other cards we can pull for the month of June, and enjoy your reading. Thanks for watching.